What's good, everybody? Welcome to another video. This one's going to be specifically focused on the people that are in the $50 to $50,000 challenge. And in this video, I'm going to be doing trade recaps of the trades I've taken so far, where we're currently at in the challenge, where I'm planning to go going forward, and what my plan is to scale. A lot of people are also asking me questions about how I'm going to be layering positions going forward, and I'll break all of that down in this video, starting from the trade recap. So let's focus on the trades we've taken so far. So the first trade came from this 4-hour gap. You can see that we are still an hour here until the close of this 4-hour candle, and essentially this would be a new 4-hour gap. We're already at all-time highs. We're also around the 3,500 mark, so I was just like, okay, once a new candle opens, we're going to expect the fill of this 4-hour gap and a potential trade down to the one lower. And our lot size on the first trade, which was $50 balance, was 0.02. So we entered that sell position, and the trade did run from the 1 minute time frame. I scaled down to the 1 minute. I saw a no wick candle. We came in and respected a gap on the 1 minute time frame. So essentially what I did is I waited for a 4-hour confluence, which is at 11 o'clock in my time zone. London session opens. So when London session opens, a new 4-hour candle opens, and I saw that a new gap formed, and we were going to expect it to fill. So that's when we got into the trade. I sent out the entry, the lot size, the stop loss, and the take profit. The take profit was quite big, but we were obviously aiming to flip our entire account in one trade, and that's pretty much what we almost did. So we were running about $22. We went break even on the trade, and this is about London session, so obviously I'm going to sleep because 11 p.m. is when the trade starts, and I was pretty much holding it until like 12, and then I went to sleep. I didn't close the trade. I just said be careful for news. I'm pretty sure we had some news event in the morning. Still holding the setup, and that trade ended up hitting break even. So let me go over this specific trade. What day was that? Because I didn't update it as much on that day. I literally go to sleep pretty much. So this was at 10 o'clock on the 1st of September. So literally when the challenge started, 1st of September. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. That's all the way over here. September 9, September 8, 3, 2, 1. Okay, September 1st. You see right here, this is exactly what happened in the trade. So I targeted the fill of this gap, and then I expected it to run deeper into this one because this was a very shallow sweep. It's like a classic move of mine is whenever we sweep a fair value of very shallow, I expect it to at least run to the midpoint in the second move. So that's what I aimed for, but news event came around in the morning, and then we just started pulling up from there. So we ran just about like $30, potentially like $30, and then we turned around. So we didn't end up hitting take profit. We ended up getting break even. It ran all the way back up and continued going higher. So obviously I was like counter trend trading right there, but we did still catch a beautiful setup on our first trade. That obviously had break even, but everybody was happy with the trade. The second setup that we took was potential setup for tonight's London. I saw a IFVG on the 30-minute time frame. I expected price to run into it. Once it did tap into it, we took the trade and risked about $17, so like around $15. We ran down like maybe 30 pips. Once again, got everybody hyped, but that trade ended up hitting stop loss. So this trade was on the 3rd of September on the 30-minute time frame. Let's kind of review that one as well. September 4. So you can see this one was pretty choppy. We were inside of a pretty choppy range. 3rd of September, probably just around here somewhere. Scale down to the 30-minute time frame. Let's see where we got that IFVG. Okay, 3rd of September, right here. Typically trading around London session, so this is where I'd be looking for the trade. Let's take a look at this picture again because I honestly forgot what the setup was coming from. London session, 30-minute time frame. Oh, it was September 2nd. Okay, there you go. So here's London session on September 2nd. Right here, our stop loss was placed above like this high, I believe. So the first time we did run, we respected the candle when London session opened. So like obviously I'm still going to be bearish. We respected it. I was looking for it to pull lower. But we ended up running higher the first time, digging back down. We never went break even because it didn't run low enough. It just ran to this no way candle and ended up pulling up, getting us a stop loss. So that kind of took us in a little hole, and stop loss was hit on that trade. I gave a little trade recap, and then sell coming in, the next setup, 4-hour rebalance, IFG. So we went in with a sell on gold, expecting it to rebalance the 4-hour and target the low right there. So we did end up getting into the trade. So here's a sell limit. And the trade did run. So this one was on the 3rd of September, 4-hour rebalance during about London session as well. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame and take a look at this. So here is the trade. So you can see right here, this is exactly where I put my sell limit, expecting it to fill this inefficiency and then run lower. But we ended up pulling up higher with the next 4-hour candle and going break even. So this trade ended up hitting break even, or we closed it before news. So that trade was still like pretty much around break even. So not much profit on that one. Next trade going in, I was expecting the same thing, shallow sweep and 4-hour. So I was expecting it to run below this and run down to this shallow sweep. So we targeted the midpoint of that that gap right there. We ended up running perfectly to the bottom. We missed it though. We didn't fill it up completely. So I was expecting, okay, let's keep holding it. I'll go break even when the rest of this fair value gap gets filled. So it ran down lower, and we're up about $6 on this trade right now. Went break even, and the break even hit on that trade. This trade was on the 8th of September. Let's take a look at that one. Okay, September 8th, what trade did we take? 4-hour gaps. We were looking at some 4-hour gaps. Where was this? I'm just slightly confused. Oh, maybe because the candle ended up being bullish, but where did we fill a 4-hour gap? I'm so confused as to where this trade even is at. 4th of September. Is that because this was the lower time frame? No, this is the 4-hour on the 8th of September. Unless I'm... Okay, here it is. Okay, found it. This was it right here, I believe. I think this was it. Yeah, because this was 11 p.m. So that was technically the 9th of September. So here was the trade that we took during London session. Let's hop into the 30-minute candle right there. So here we have London session opening up, and let me mark out the 4-hour for you guys. Here's the 4-hour, right? We took this trade during London session. So here's the 4-hour gap. During London session, we just basically sold as well from around that gap. And what we did is we targeted from 3643.8, 3643.8. Just around here, we entered our position in London session. So let me scale down even lower so you can see exactly when we got in. London session 3643. I think it was just because the move was super explosive right there. We tapped into a gap right here on the lower time frame after a huge explosive move, and I saw that we barely missed the bottom of this fair value gap. So we barely missed the fill, and I was obviously expecting it to run lower. So what we did is when we got in at 3643 right here, 3643, we targeted the bottom and went break even. So as soon as it ran below and filled it, we went break even. And that was a pretty solid trade too. So that was like 3643 to 3638. That's about, I don't know, 70 pips. 70 pips, and it ran back up, went break even after that 4-hour ran up. So that's the next trade that we took. Another break even setup. So like everybody was super patient with this. Break even hit, no worries, catch y'all in the next trade. Entered this position. It was a sell position on the 10th of September. I'm looking at the 4-hour time frame. So most of these most of these trades are coming from the 4-hour time frame. Why are they coming from the 4-hour time frame? Because every time we're taking this trade, it's around the London session, and London session, every time London session opens, we get a new 4-hour candle. So we got sell on the 10th of September. What was this trade from? I think I was just super in a rush, so okay, this trade was pretty good. So 10th of September, we entered a position from 3641 around there. 3641.5 is when I got into my position. 3641, 10th of September. 10th of September is right around here. Let's find out where London session was on the 10th. It's right here. Was that trade during London session? 7 p.m. So this was around Asia session, late Asia session, 7 p.m. This is the 9th, the 10th of September. Here we go. So late Asia session, I'm taking this trade. Why did I take this trade? Let me show you guys. Boom. We got an IFEG that got respected. We also had, I believe, on the 1-hour time frame. Where was I just now? This is where I was at? 10th of September. On the 1-hour time frame, we got a close below a 1-hour bearish gap. So this is a bearish gap. It turned into an IFEG. Once it closes back below, it becomes a bearish gap again, a reaper. And so once I saw it tap back in, this was also a 30-minute IFEG right there. So right here, bullish gap that got inverted. So once I saw that, I entered sells, 3641. We were a little bit late, and what I targeted was, let's see, TP 3615. And I remember exactly what I targeted. This wasn't too long ago. In that specific trade, what I was targeting is the midpoint of this daily gap. So this one right here, the midpoint of it. So if we take the midpoint, I noticed once again, we got a shallow sweep and then we ran higher. So in this day, I was targeting the midpoint of that gap. And when it ran to the midpoint, that's where we TP'd around 3615. So slightly above the midpoint. That was probably our best trade yet, and we ended up profiting about $50 because I also layered in a position. So adding another position right there, and we ended up closing this position when it was in profit. We ran 30 pips. It was just massively expanding towards that TP that we had. Once it was about $5 in profit, I said, let's close the lower position. It ended up pulling up like crazy during that time, and then once again, it ran up, almost taking us out. So it ran up like crazy, guys. Let me go down to the 4-hour time frame. After it tapped the first time, it ran up all the way right here. Like, you guys don't know, but like literally tapped, new 4-hour candle ran all the way up right here. Let me scale down into this specific 4-hour candle and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So 4-hour candle opens and it just straight up runs up, rebalances it. And when I saw that it rebalanced, our entry was at 3641. I was break even at 3641. So I was like, maybe it takes us out, maybe it doesn't. But I see that it rebalanced, and what I said is 4-hour rebalance, let's add another position. So I had my position at 3641, and I put my stop loss exactly where my break even was for the previous position. And that was another 0.01 trade where we targeted $20. So that added another $20 to our TP. And I said, this news is in the morning, make sure you close it before the news event. So once that rebalanced, it was a crazy move back down. Like, actually insane. So already up here, we're up $20. And boom, we ended up at $92 once the positions were closed. The TP got hit on that trade to the dot. From this 4-hour rebalance, look at this. Bang. So that hit our TP at 3615. It actually hit the first time we ran down. Whoo! I totally forgot that my screen was up right here on the top. And I might have gotten in the way a few times, but you guys get the point. This challenge has been insane so far. Right now, we are at $92 on the account. Like, let me open my account up right now. Well, we took a little bit of a... Actually, the trade's not over. I totally forgot. I'm at $85 right now on this challenge because we took one more position. And let me show you this. I was just super busy the last few days of the week, but I sent out a trade, entry, sell gold, and I said close this one, like never mind, like close it, because I entered it when it was like right below this 30-minute gap, and when it pulled up, I zoomed out and I realized there was a 30-minute bullish gap right there. So let me show you what actually happened in that 30-minute time frame when it closed back above that gap. This was around when, like, maybe Asia session. Yeah, so here it is. Actually, I don't remember what Asia session this was. Let me double check. We're around 8 p.m. during Asia session on the 11th. On the 11th Asia session, just around 8 p.m. in my time zone, which is 11. Oh, here it is. Okay, found it. So this is where I sent out the sell, where we took out these highs, and then I really zoomed out and I realized, oh shoot, we closed above this gap and now we're pulling back up from here. I sent out the sell right around below this gap, but then I zoomed out, saw that it was IFEG, and it ran up higher from there. So we ended up just closing the position with the loss earlier at $5 loss, or like $7. So that ended up costing us a little bit, but we're sitting at $85 from $50. Challenge is going good so far, and I'll let you guys know in the next video because this one's kind of long already. But yeah, thank you all for being a part of this challenge. If you want to join this challenge, join my main Telegram channel and DM me on Telegram, and I'll let you know the details as to how to join. But thank you all for being a part of this challenge. It's honestly been fun. Like, I don't really care about an additional, $20, but like in this challenge, when I know a lot of people are in there with me, like, it makes it super fun. And yeah, I'm excited to push new limits with this account. Let's keep pushing it. Catch you guys in the next video.